people have gathered up the courage finally to ask for help, and then to be told it's going to be another year when it just feels so urgent.
Walking through the doors or picking up the phone to call a sexual assault center is often the first step in a journey. But for survivors here in Edmonton, they're told they'll have to wait for trauma-informed counseling, as wait lists have ballooned to over a year.
Panic attacks, flashbacks, I was afraid to leave my house, and if that went on for much longer, I don't think I would have made it.
Survivors say they are concerned that the nonprofits that help them cope with trauma are struggling to meet demand.
This is a life sentence when you're sexually abused, so you'll need ongoing support.
It took Neil Campbell years to ask for help. The childhood abuse survivor first reached out in 2016, where he spent 10 months on a wait list. As that same list grows to 12 to 14 months, he's concerned some won't make it to their first session.
They're committing suicide, 100%. I mean, I was one of them. I was that close.
Research from 2020 shows 43% of Albertans experienced sexual violence in their lifetime, and say demand for services here at SACE has been going up as more people have the courage to reach out for help after campaigns like #MeToo and I Believe You.
Survivors need support throughout their lifetimes, and you'll come in and you'll get some help, and you may have to come back, and that's okay.
The last thing I wanted to do was to go to the media. I wanted to work it out with them.
Sexual assault centers across Alberta say negotiations with the province to address this recently reached an impasse. They rejected an offer, saying not only was it less dollars than needed, it was also one-time funding.
If we only had funding for a year and we had to let go, I figure we'd be able to hire about 1.5 with our proportion of that amount of money. Then they would have to be thrown back on the wait list again.
Spokesperson for the Ministry of Community and Social Services says they will review the proposal from sexual assault centers, saying funding for this year was $17 million province-wide. But for survivors,
that's not adequate and it's not acceptable.
Government has the ability to save lives of sexual assault survivors. And I don't know if they really understand that people are dying, and with the help and the funding, we can save lives.
Now, even if that wait list is still long, SACE does remind they do have a crisis line, and we've listed that at the bottom of the screen. From Edmonton, Carly Robinson, City News.